If you're an Alberta language arts teacher who's worried about the provincial achievement tests, the PATs, don't worry, this video has you covered. Keep watching and find out. Hi, I'm Marty Chan. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share writing tips and story ideas with teachers and students. Every Tuesday, it's Prompt My Story, a chance for kids to be creative. Every week, I share a story starter to kickstart kids' imagination. And this week, I realize that there are a lot of language arts teachers in Alberta who have to prep their students for those provincial achievement tests. That thing where you have this story or the picture prompt to get the kids motivated to write a story. Every week I'm posting images or videos so that the kids get some practice in trying to take a picture prompt and come up with a story. So in this video, I'm going to break down how I would approach a picture prompt. To help me out, we're going to bring up this image right here. Okay, so now I'm a student taking a look at a picture prompt, the one that you're seeing on the screen right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to tackle this story. Now, the obvious instinct is for somebody to describe what they see, and that's very important in terms of descriptive writing. But it does stunt the creativity if all you're doing is describing what you see. I learned this lesson the hard way because when I started off as a writer, there was a short story writing competition. A magazine had put in a picture prompt and invited writers to submit their stories inspired by this picture. The picture was of an alchemist. We had to have a story that was about 2,000 words long. I started describing everything that I saw in the alchemist lab. And by the time I was done describing it, I was at 1,995 words, which left me 5 words to actually tell the story. I realized at that point, simply describing what I saw was not going to create a story. Now, descriptive details are important, but you layer them in. You add them to the story. They can't drive the story because all they're doing is giving us a sense of what we see. And I'm assuming the picture prompt is supposed to spark our imagination and come up with a narrative. So how do you break things down? Okay, let's see. If I'm looking at this image, I'm trying to think like a question like what if or what's going on here, right? And the first thing I notice is the color of the courtyard. It's quite pink. And if you look in the background, you see there's stars, but the sky is red. And I started thinking, what's causing the pink hue and the red sky? And I think, well, maybe we live in a world where the night sky is red and the light coming from the moon causes a pink hue everywhere. I'm thinking, what would cause the moon to be pink? It could be made out of cotton candy, and maybe I'm trying to figure out how to eat the moon. Or maybe it's not the moon that's causing the pink hue. Maybe a pink unicorn has appeared in the middle of the courtyard and is casting some magical glow across the courtyard, and I have to tame the unicorn and ride it off to my adventure. All right? So simply by playing around as a thought experiment, wondering what if or why things are, suddenly it unlocks my creativity. Now, here's the other thing. Sometimes kids who aren't creative are actually great problem solvers. So a way to get those kids motivated is to say, look at the picture as a problem that you have to solve. So let's look at the picture and see if there's any problems here. Well, first thing I noticed, there are all these cracks in the stone wall. And I started thinking, well, what caused the cracks and how do we fix them? And I started thinking, maybe there's something on the other side of the wall. Maybe a monster, maybe a prisoner who's been banging against the inside wall trying to escape and has caused all these cracks. So there's a problem to be solved that now becomes a story. Now, the other thing is sometimes when a student looks at an image, maybe it just doesn't grab their interest at all and they go, ugh, I hate this image. I don't know what to write about. Keep in mind that the story prompt, the picture, doesn't have to be the story. It could be the starting point, that takes us someplace else. So if I look at this and I go, I don't like the idea of something that's fantasy, or I don't like the pink courtyard, I have no ideas. But I might see that there's a fountain and there's a pipe against the wall. And maybe I hear a sound coming from inside the pipe of that fountain, and it causes me to go and examine that sound, and I find that there's actually a secret button that opens that fountain into a dark set of stairs that lead me into a dungeon that maybe transports me to a different place, someplace that I would want to write about. Maybe it opens up into the locker room of the Edmonton Oilers, and suddenly I'm thinking, how did I get here, right? The picture prompt allows the kid to open their imagination, but use what's there as the starting point. The flip side of this is that it could be the end point. So you can think about the picture as a starting point to take us someplace cool, or it could be the destination point that we end up at. Those are different ways that I would break down this picture and come up with a narrative that is connected to what I see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back and check out more videos just like this where I will be putting up picture prompts for the students to try to exercise their creativity. If you have kids who'd prefer text-based story starters, follow me on Twitter at Marty_Chan, or look for the hashtag #PromptMyStory, and you'll see some text-based ideas to get the kids thinking creatively. Now, I don't want to leave this video without giving you a picture prompt that you can use with your students. So check this one out. Now remember, try those tips out about how to break down a story. If a student gets really stuck, try to nudge them. Think about ways to use the prompt to spark their creativity rather than getting them to think that all they have to do is describe what they see. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, click like or subscribe. You'll see all the new writing tip videos that I'll be putting out. Definitely every Tuesday will be a story prompt, and there will be some writing tips as well. Okay, take care. We'll see you in the next video.